Hello, this is Curtis from the American Immersion Theater, and my sexy ass voice is going to take you on a one-way trip to Learning Land. So sit back and listen as I explain the suspects of the most wonderful crime. I said, sit back. These are the smoky gun clues. Never publicly state these. Justin Caesar has access to dart frogs. Marsha Mello was dating Justin and thus has access to his room where he keeps the dart frogs. Barry Tone is a very successful music producer who has produced boy bands for the past 2 decades. He hates the paparazzi and generally considered a man's man. He's considering signing comedian Bill Looney to a comedy record contract. Important clues. You blew off an interview with reporter Julian Shutterfly and you think she hates you. You simulated indoor rainforest with a couple of dart frogs in your house. Justin Caesar set up the rainforest for you. In Act 1, you tried to sign Lucy Murrows to a record deal. In Act 2, publicly thank Justin for setting up the rainforest. This is not done as a detective clue. Bill Looney is a famous astronaut but is now failed stand-up comedian. He blackmailed Thomas Richard Harry into hiring him tonight. Important clues. You used to date Marshmallow. Maud LT is your mother. Bob Katz is a very proud former mall cop, but is here to work security for his company. Important clues. You were fired from the mall for mall security because Bill Looney spiked your vitamin water when he was doing a mall show. You ended up naked in Santa's Village and promptly lost your job. Tonight, you fell in love with ballerina Melissa while you were conducting random strip searches. She is into you as well. In Act 1, you will hassle people and tell them to move along. In Act 2, when the detective asks for clues, do the following. Publicly accuse the detective for not being a real cop. Frisk the detective for any evidence you might be able to find. It's possible the detective has nothing, but you never know. In Act 3, when the detective asks for clues, say the following. I did a full strip search on Melissa, and she is clean and beautiful, and I love her. Buzz Mack is a famous astronaut who is being paid to be here. Important clues. You were on a space mission with Bill Looney during which the world believes you saved 21 astronauts by going out and fixing a part of the ship. That is true, but the world does not know that you were the one who broke that part. Bill Looney has been blackmailing you for years about that fact. In Act 1, you go around signing autographs and shaking hands. In Act 2, when the detective asks for clues, say, I'd like to propose a toast to Bill Looney, a fellow astronaut and incredibly unsuccessful stand-up comedian. Your jokes can't bomb when you're dead, Bill. Dr. Sarah Bellum is an incredibly serious doctor who is trying to peddle her invention, the gut girdle, which is basically a bra for your gut. It's not selling well. In Act 1, you charge money for writing prescriptions. You are terrified of dead bodies. You never touch one. If anybody asks you to double check if somebody is dead, you will look at the body and declare death without ever touching it. In Act 2, when the detectives ask for clues, mention what's below. You've been doing some testing of the dead body and have uncovered a definitive fact. 1, Bill Looney is dead. There's no doubt about that. 2, it seems unlikely that it was a suicide. 3, he is not wearing one of your patent gut girdles, but it should have been. At the low price of $99.99, everyone should be wearing one. In Act 3, when the detective asks for clues, say, I did a DNA test that proves that Bill Looney was actually Bill Lee, the son of Maud LT. Julian Shutterfly is a cutthroat entertainment journalist. She is very much a TMZ reporter. Important clues, you hate Barry Tone because he bailed on the interview with you. Because of that, you lost your chance to have a job with E, the entertainment channel. Bill had compromising photos of you and him making love. In Act 3, when the detective asks for clues, say, Barry Tone owns dart frogs in his simulated indoor rainforest. Also, Barry is a dirtbag user and writes terrible songs. Justin Caesar is a zoologist who specializes in amphibians and reptiles. Important clues, you're dating Marsha Mello. Even though she's out of your league, you also bought a lot of her products and now at the bottom of the pyramid scheme. You used to date Melissa, the ballerina, who didn't like Bill Looney. You didn't like how Bill Looney was looking at your girl, Marsha. Marsha breaks up with you in Act 3. You were in lots of fights In your 10 years, you have an authentic rainforest in your house. You also own dart frogs that do not lose their poison. Because you keep their natural diet, you do not have access to dart frog poison. In Act 1, you look around the room. If anybody is wearing fur or leather, they have earned a stiff lecture from you about how to properly love animals. You'll win them over. If not, show them cute kitten videos on YouTube. In Act 3, when the detectives ask for clues, say, yes, I do know a lot about dart frogs. I keep them in my room, and I do keep some of their poison on hand to make an antidote. However, that does not make me a murderer. Lucy Murrows is hoping to be famous starlet, and she's being paid to MC the holiday party. She has just finished another self-produced album, Lucy Murrows. If you can't live without me, why aren't you dead yet? She needs to raise money for her next album. Lucy Murrows, you gave me a ring, I gave you the finger. Important clues: you were forced by Thomas Richard Harry to hire Bill Looney to do a comedy at this event. You overheard Thomas Richard Harry on the phone with his lawyer. Apparently, he hit a hobo with his car and now needs to tie up some loose ends. In Act 2, be prepared. You may be asked to help seduce the truth out of the accused. The detective knows that you can get the truth out of any man. Marsha Mello is a higher-up saleswoman for a multi-level marketing beauty products company. Another way to say it, the pyramid scheme. Important clues: you dated Bill Looney a long time ago, but publicly rejected his proposal at the stadium. You don't care about Bill at all anymore. You recently slept with Justin Caesar because of his interesting job and the animals he keeps in his house. You break things off between Act 2 and Act 3. You were being blackmailed by Bill Looney because he had tapes of you bad-mouthing your clients and admitting it's a pyramid scheme. In Act 1, go to one of the more promising tables and do your best to sell the pitch for some of your new makeup. It's only $100 to start a new life, both as a beauty woman and a professional beauty saleswoman. Change more lives. In Act 2, when the detectives ask for clues, I like to propose a toast honoring the deceased Bill Looney. I also like to remind you that my fabulous beauty products are still available. If you sign up now, I'll waive the normal $100 sign-up fee. In Act 3, when the detective asks for clues, say, I'd like to apologize for turning my last toast into a sales pitch. I am very sorry. I would feel so bad if you didn't join in on one of these fantastic savings while helping to secure your financial future. As a part of my apology, the first month of products will be free. Maud LT is an 80-year-old cougar who is out and ready to have the time of her life. Important clue: you gave up a child for adoption. You suspected for years that the child is Bill Looney. You indeed poisoned your husband because you hated him and wanted to live your life. Your husband was a wealthy and left you a lot of money. In Act 1, chat up some of the younger men in the audience. Let it slip that you are loaded and that you didn't mind spending your money on a handsome stranger. In Act 2, tell some of the younger gentlemen in the audience that they can cry on your shoulder. If it doesn't get you any closer to them, openly weep and have them hold you. In Act 3, if anybody mentions the deceased, Bill, make sure to cry hysterically, but in short bursts. This is a true tragedy. Melissa is the world-renowned ballerina. She's a high-class, haughty, and two-faced. Important clues: you're dating Thomas Richard Harry, but didn't like him much. You used to date Justin Caesar. He was nice, but he was also a creepy weirdo. Between Act 2 and Act 3, you meet Bob Katz when he tries to frisk you and you fall in love with him. In Act 1, greet people and tell them how much you love his or her accessories, hats, jewelry, etc. Then tell somebody else how ugly you think that same person's accessories are. This is how being the upper class works. If they don't understand, then they're not high class. In Act 2, break up with Thomas Richard Harry. In Act 3, if Bob Katz says he loves you, announce to the room that you love this man right back. Say Bob is a true man and not boring and failure like Thomas Richard Harry. Renee O'Kay is an 80-year-old girl who is at the party because her parents are at the party. They didn't want to pay for a babysitter. Her parents are not characters and are not a part of the show. Important clues: you're an avid fraud expert and collector. You're a big astronaut fan. You have 2 poisonous dart frogs that you keep in a tank, sometimes hold. In Act 1, two of the people at your table are mommy and daddy. Give them name tags so everyone knows that they belong to you. Name tags are in the binder. In Act 2, you think some of these people are real bad guys. Draw pictures of some people killing Bill, then hand it to those people and tell them they did a no-no thing. In Act 3, tell your mom and dad to defend that nice Justin. Also tell them that they need to find you some ice cream. You've been a good girl, right? You didn't kill anybody and likely solved the murder. Ice cream, yay. Thomas Richard Harry is a very rich and arrogant philanthropist who is currently dating ballerina Melissa. Important clues: you are financing this holiday party and 100% in charge. You hit a hobo with your car and Bill Looney is the only witness. You forced Lucy Morris to hire him for this event so you could pay him to say nothing about what she saw. Melissa breaks up with you in Act 2. In Act 1, talk to Bill Looney and offer him a bribe. If that doesn't work, In Act 3, when the detectives ask for clues, say, I must share some awful news with you all. Melissa dated Justin Caesar, but she liked his frogs. Bill was killed by dark frog poisoning. Worst of all, Bill had compromising photos of Julian Shutterfly that he was blackmailing her with. Gasp. As a final reminder, these are the smoking gun clues. Never publicly state these. Justin Caesar had access to dart frogs. Marcia Mello was dating Justin and thus had access to his room where he kept his dart frogs.
First, let's look at opportunity. Marcia didn't own dart frogs or their poison. How would she have gotten her hands on some? Unless she got her hands on someone else who had access to it. Perhaps she seduced some hapless sap and then attempted to use a kind of poison that would lead us directly to that same hapless sap, Justin Caesar. So clearly she had access, and as we know, she could have delivered a small amount of this highly poisonous poison into Bill's beverage or anything he came into contact with. But why would she do something like this? The answer is for money. Marcia Malo's cosmetic business had been going very well. So well that Bill Looney decided to blackmail her. Bill had damning recordings of Marcia bad-mouthing her own clients. If they quit, the pyramid scheme would crumble. She had to kill Bill. Isn't that right, Marcia? Ladies and gentlemen, your true killer, Marcia Malo! Thank you very much. You've been listening to the sweet sounds of Curtis and the weird, shrilly voice of Detective Peter Ness with American Immersion Theater. Now get your butt to the show and have a great day.